This video brought to you in part by insomnia. Is it weird that I've been missing this? Is it weird that I miss making a blog and recording videos that about 10 people maybe have seen? That's obviously not true. The build videos actually have been doing a lot better than I thought they would. Anyway, I haven't really had any kind of profound archery experience in the past while. But, that's one of those things that kind of, when you're making weird content that hardly anyone's going to watch, you kind of get discouraged. What's the point? But it is still something I enjoy doing. I do still enjoy sharing even a minor experience, which is kind of what I have for you today. It's not really an experience, but more of a lesson. And so I'm sorry if I sound a little bit parenty. It's the importance of patience, and there's kind of two tiers to that, and I'll go over each one individually. The first tier of patience is to have patience with yourself. Archery is not easy. A lot of people think it's easy because it's advertised as instinctive, and it is. It is an instinctive motion. But it's not an instinctive form. It's not an instinctive beyond the pull. That's where instinct ends. And that's what I have learned over the past little while is consistency is important, and building your consistency and getting to the point where you are confident is a long process. I've been at this now for 4 months. Yeah, 4 months. And I shoot fairly regularly. I actually have a backyard that I can, and I've set up an area where I can shoot safely without worrying about damaging people or other property. It's very conducive to a frequent go out and just shoot whenever I feel like it. Weather and all that stuff kind of pending, and that's why I built the trainer. I have a very unique experience, I realize, because there are a lot of people out there who either have no backyard or possibly parents who won't let them do anything dangerous like that in the backyard. So I understand that it's a challenge for a lot of people to actually be able to go out and just shoot. So I honestly, for people in that situation, I do highly recommend the trainer that I built. It is very easy to use. It doesn't require arrows. There's no danger to people or property, no matter what setting you're in, as long as, again, you're not putting arrows on it. And it's versatile. It's easy to build. It's inexpensive to build. Something that you can do between your shooting things to keep your form and all that kind of stuff. But even then, you're still going to struggle. Lately, I've been watching a lot of videos of professionals that are shooting at the Olympic level with recurve and even compound, and you see 9-10 9-10 6, or 6-6-6 9-10 9-10 9. It's one of those sports that even the pros have rough days, and you need to remember to be patient about that. And I'm going to sound really parenty about this, but it really is something you need to remember. If you find yourself getting super frustrated, if you find yourself, just bad shot after bad shot after bad shot, step away. There is no more important thing to learn than your limits. You don't want to have such a horrible day that you never go out and shoot again, and now you've either wasted money or dropped something that you actually may enjoy in the long run. Golf is the only other sport I've had any kind of lengthy history with. When I first started out in golf, I was very young, and it was one of those things that dad shares with kid, and just it's one of those throw things and hope they stick moments in actual parenting. And golf did stick with me, and I found that I had not only a certain talent for it and a certain level of skill without ever, again, a kind of natural talent. I'm not trying to puff myself up or anything like that. It's one of those things that even if you have a natural talent for, the form again, form is important, technique is important, repetition and consistency they're all extremely important to have any kind of measurable improvement. And it was one of those things that, because I had a natural talent for, on my off days, I noticed myself having really, really horrible days. And beyond just, I shot bad in my round today, it just drug the rest of the day down. And you don't want to get into a point in any sport with that, because that's going to cause burnout really quickly. And so at a very young age in golf, I actually kind of learned to say no. Even though it's something I enjoy a lot, even though it's something that I had a talent in, it's something that I still learned how to say no to if it's just not working. And it's going to happen. It's just part of life. So, you need to have patience with yourself on those types of things and when you're dealing with that stuff, because otherwise burnout is just going to be really quick and you're going to regret everything, and it's going to end up being something that is a sore spot in your life. Patience with yourself, that's just the first tier. The second tier is actually patience before you compete. There is, honestly, in my experience, no quicker way to kill something for you than to jump into competition before you're actually ready for it. And again, drawing on my experience from golf, because I had the natural talent and because I took to it so quickly, my dad pushed me, competition, let's go do this, because that's the only way to play sports. And, again, being very young, I'm still listening to my parents and all that kind of stuff. I really didn't have much choice in the matter. And so, about 12, 13 years old, I'm competing in a summer league and not doing real great. And Dad's always on me, always on me, always on me. You need better, you need to get better, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this to get better, and all this kind of stuff. And that's when golf started turning sour for me. I'd been playing for 5 years at this point, and it started going downhill so quickly. And there was really no real reason for that to happen, other than I wasn't ready to compete. Personally, the competing is not how I enjoy sports, to be honest. Everyone's different. There's some people out there who live for the competition, who live for the first places, the high scores, all that kind of stuff. I'm not one of them. Never have been, never will be. So when I was pushed into competitions and I was pushed to do something that especially I wasn't very, very, very good at, the sport started turning sour for me. And honestly, I think there's no faster way to turn a sport sour than to compete before you're ready, or even compete at all. If you never want to compete, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yes, scores are a way to measure, and in archery especially, it's one of those sports, one of the very few sports out there where the score it's yours. It is the only measure of your skill that anyone can take stock of in any form, because it is an individual sport. There's practically no team aspect to it whatsoever. If you're not ready, it's not something you want to push yourself into, because if you're one of those people that doesn't like competing, it's going to turn the sport sour for you when you're not doing as well as everyone else out there, and you're just like, well, I suck. Throw the bow away, done. That should never be the case. And even for someone who has, perfect groupings and all these kinds of things, a competition pushes a boundary. And it's that boundary, especially in archery, where you're if it's a traditional, like a lot of the local things that I've seen, where it's, like 80 people all shooting at the same time, there's distractions all over the place, and you're all competing for the same high scores, but you're not really competing against each other. And you're getting all this distraction and all these other things going on around you, and all this noise and all this confusion, and then you shoot poorly. Even if you were shooting, 9s and 10s in your backyard, you're shooting 5s and 4s and 6s, and you never hit the gold, and you're just, it's it turns a day sour really quickly. And if you're not ready for that, and if you are not prepared for that, you're going to go home, throw your bowl away, and never touch it again. And now, again, something that you may have been thoroughly enjoying, and now it's dead to you. It's just really disheartening to see when people who are enjoying something push themselves to do something they're not ready for and then never touch it again. And I don't like seeing that. And I hope that someone out there sees these videos and learns from these experiences, because that's why I share them. So anyway, where patience is concerned, have patience with yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Learn to step away. Learn when you're having a bad day, and just take a break. And do not rush into competition. There's just no reason for it. You'll know when you're ready. And if you're never ready, there's honestly nothing wrong with that. Archery is one of those things you can enjoy alone. Honestly, I believe in a social experience, and archery is one of those things that can be a very social sport, because you're around other people when you're on the range. But it's also something that you can enjoy on your own, any day, any time, if you have the capabilities. A backyard or a range nearby, stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with not competing. And in today's society of bigger, better, faster, stronger, we're pushed to things that we aren't necessarily really wanting to do, because that's the social norm. Honestly, I've never believed in that. I may be a rare bird in that instance, and I may be laughed at. Oh, you're just scared to compete. I'm not scared to compete. I just don't care. The numbers don't mean anything to me. That's why when I'm shooting in my backyard, I'm not shooting with a target face. I'm shooting a little spot on a black nothing. I'm trying to be accurate to a point, and I want to improve my accuracy, and I want to improve, as I improve my accuracy at this distance, I want to be able to back up to a farther distance and get that distance down. The numbers mean almost nothing to me. If I'm hitting where I want to hit, and if I'm feeling a consistent draw, and I'm feeling a consistent anchor, and I'm feeling my back tension, and I feel this release that just feels good, that to me is the pinnacle moment of when the perfect shot, as it were, in just about any sport. That is, to me, the pinnacle moment of when you know that everything just clicks. It's not the numbers that feeling, turns into. It's not the world firsts or the first places, the trophies, the medals. That stuff means nothing. That stuff's gonna rust and just mean nothing. But the feeling that you have when you're out there shooting, of getting that mark and hitting your mark and getting that nice tight grouping, those will never fade. As long as you continue in the sport, and you continue to shoot, and you continue to participate, even if it's not at a competition, and you just are part of something, that will never go away. Feelings and emotions are what drive the human condition. Those will never fade. Anyway, sorry if I got a little deep there. Sorry if I, again, felt a little parenty there. Lately, I've really just felt that, I want to share what my feelings on patience, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you share it with people that that are archers. I hope that we can grow our little experience here, and I can actually reach more people. I'm honestly very new to this YouTube thing, so I'm not really sure the best way to get my videos out there other than posting it in my circles, and not Google Plus circles, but my social circles, and letting people know that may be interested in it. I really don't know how else to get my videos out there. So if anyone else out there has any ideas to get these videos out there, and to be able to share my voice with others, I'm more than open to suggestions. Comments, anything you wanna leave me, and you want to build with me, I'm more than happy to be a part of. So I will talk to you later, and thanks for joining me.